Hello, Classic Joey Mac here. Um, I don't get many questions from strangers yet, be it on Twitter at Classic Joey Mac or my Tumblr. I've gotten a few. Some I still have to get back to, but some for good suggestions, I'd like to start doing video logs or vlogs to answer some of them. Some are from friends, some are from perfect strangers, which through the power of the internet, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, what have you, I'm able to really interact with quite a few people out there. And the great part about being on the internet, and I sound so old when I say something crazy like that, but the great part about it is you can literally talk to just about anyone anymore, be famous or not. So I do enjoy it, and even when a perfect stranger, happens across your Tumblr and they sort of see what you're doing, they get in on the idea, and it is nice to know that a couple people have emailed me or shared some thanks and appreciation, which is pretty cool. So thank you. One of the topics that I've been asked to talk about, and I've talked about this topic multiple times, whether it's on YouTube, MySpace, what have you, is online dating. Online dating. A quick backstory. I have been married to my wife since 2010. Oh God, I hope she's not looking. I stumbled upon it. But anyway, we've been married since 2010. We were dating since 2008. We have been together for over 6 years. I met Michelle on Match.com. I am quite familiar with online dating. The first time that I tried online dating was when I was 19 years old, back in 2004. I tried Match.com. I did go on a few dates, but nothing serious, and I ended up getting off online dating. Took a couple years off, obviously, and then I tried Eharmony and Match.com simultaneously. So I'm here to sort of offer I guess my perspective on both websites. I know I've been off online dating for quite some time, considering I've been with my wife since 2008. But even in 2014, I still think that my opinion is fairly valid, and I think any advice that I can offer is always a good thing. If there's anything I know about online dating, it's that a lot of guys and girls out there are afraid to take the plunge. So I'll talk about that. I'll talk about pros and cons, and I'll also talk about the differences between Match and eHarmony. So the first thing I can tell you right now is I wholly endorse it. I wholly endorse online dating because honestly, the alternatives in today's world are just dreadful. Now, before online dating, I would say, what did people do? Well, they went out and met each other. But we live in a world where most people communicate through text or chat or Instagram or whatever. So the internet is clearly the place to go for meeting someone. Still, I mean, you can obviously find someone, whether it's coworkers at work, hobbies, a yoga class, the bar scene if you're so inclined. Whatever. Those options will always be around until 35, where none of us leave our house. But regardless, there's something about being online. There's something about having a screen that functions almost as this barrier where you can be yourself or some sort of entity of yourself, and you're no longer afraid to talk or email with a guy or girl out there. Whereas when you see someone, like for example, if you're working with a girl that you sort of have a crush on or like, sometimes it's harder to approach that person. Now, obviously, it all depends on your personality. But the joy of the internet is that you don't have to be afraid to be struck down for whatever reason, because all it is a message or an email or something, and you can just simply delete it and move on. So I think something about being on a website like Match really does something to your confidence. It gives you just a little bit more confidence and just that reassurance that you can be yourself. You're also able to paint a better picture on this one little website than you are, through an hour-long conversation with someone. Now, I'm not sitting here suggesting that a website should take the place of a conversation. I'm simply saying that within 10 minutes of looking at someone's Match.com profile, you'll get a decent understanding of at least what that person could be looking for. Again, these are just mainly, their purpose is to give you a quick understanding of who that person is. You don't want to waste your time. Like, if I'm not looking for someone that smokes at all, well, you can simply see, do they smoke? Yes, no, somewhat. All right, move on. If that's important to you, or let's say religion's important to you, or whatever. That's all it is. It's just getting a good idea. Is this person worth the next step? I think I heard a statistic where, what is it now? 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 5 relationships are beginning online anymore. That doesn't surprise me. I know a few people, including obviously myself, that have gotten married off of Match. So, I think it's great. I also think that what I like most about a place like Match is that you can simply go on for free. Granted, if you're free, you really can't communicate with anyone. But you can search around. You can sort of get an idea of what is this and who are these people and how does this thing work. And that was nice. When I got on for the first time, I had gotten out of a relationship a few months previous, and I realized, I was getting old, not old, but I was 23, and I felt like I was ready. I felt like I was ready for a relationship at that point. And, after a couple months of getting over my previous relationship, I decided to go on Match. And at first I was just simply looking around. Then I paid for it. And I realized, there's a couple people on here I'd like to communicate with. And I did. And I reached out. Building a profile is great, because you can choose what you'd like to include and not include. And I knowing myself and my, I have an English and creative writing background. So I remember I made my profile. I'm like, just get as much things as you can get on there, and then you go back and edit it. You go back and edit. And then you sort of refine and tune it before you start paying for it. And that's always a good thing. You don't want to send a mixed message about yourself. You really do want yourself to come through. The best part about Match or an online dating website is that just about everyone on there is looking for a relationship. They're not looking for a one-night stand. I mean, some, of course, could be. But if you're paying for Match.com for a one-night stand, I suggest you go to plentyoffish.com or something else. Try Craigslist. But a place like Match or even eHarmony, these are serious people. They are looking for relationships. Clearly, they are not in a position, as some of us are just not, to go out and find someone. The bar scene is a very tough place to find anyone anymore. Some people's jobs are just not made for that. I'm in a small company. I'm in a company of 10 or less people at all times. It'd be pretty hard if I was a single dude, considering there's only like 2 women my age there. And I think they're both either married or with someone. So you're able to also go on Match or go on all these eHarmony or these other websites and refine the search area. You can find someone within 10 miles, 20 miles, whatever. Maybe you're willing to relocate. I don't know. But ultimately, I could sit here and tell you the benefits of online dating, but ultimately you have to make the plunge. You have to go on there and decide, do I want a relationship? Which is a personal question that has nothing to do with online dating. You have to figure out, do I want to start dating? If you do, then I suggest going on to Match. I'm partial to it because I thought it was the easiest of all the websites, and I also, it worked for me. But I would suggest going on there, making a profile, and just for free, taking a look around, seeing if there's anyone, and that's when I would pay for it and I'd start communicating. I would not get too bogged down with, someone's not communicating back with me. You have to realize you're just one person. Not everyone's looking for you. But it's worth taking a shot. How many times did I email someone and just said simply, hey, my name's Joe, I saw this, I like this about your profile. If you feel like emailing back or you like what you see, hit me up. If not, good luck to you. because I believe in that. I don't think that I'm a match for every single person. I'm simply trying to find out if I am. Enough to go on a date. And that's, I mean, it's a progression. You talk through email, you talk through maybe their instant messenger, maybe through text, maybe on the phone, and then you go on a date. And, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's all a process of finding out if this is someone you'd want to spend some time with. Let me quickly get in the difference between eHarmony and Match. The reason I did not like eHarmony is because I did not think it was user-friendly at all. I would put in different parameters, and you're taking these tests and stuff like that, but you're not allowed to actually, like, you could search, but you had to go through all these weird, like, barriers to get into communication with someone. At some point, only one person talked to me on there. It was really weird. You had to, like, request a lot of different stuff, and I just didn't like it. Match, I felt like, was much more you were in control. You're using Match.com to simply find someone. You're getting pictures on there, you're updating a profile, you're doing a biography, you're putting your preferences in there. I thought it was very easy. So, and no, Match is not paying me. I wish they were. I do think it's worth it, especially for people that are not very outgoing. And I hate to really generalize, but it just, if you are tired of being alone, but you're not in a situation where you can find someone like at your job or through friends or hobbies, then why not? Why not go on to Match? I mean, it worked for me. It's worked for several people. Again, you don't have to even pay any money. If I went on there and I didn't see a lot of people that were worth my time, then I probably wouldn't pay for it. I'd go on and be like, all right, you know what, I'll check back in a few weeks. And the cool part is, when there's new members, you get updated about it. Like, it's really cool in that respect. So I strongly encourage that, if you're feeling alone or just want to take a look around, I would strongly suggest going on the Match. You can certainly are more than welcome to look at some other websites. I'm not very familiar with the other ones. eHarmony is the only one I ever had experience with, and like I said, just was not a fan of it. Was not, I thought, as friendly as Match. So I think that's really all I could say about online dating. Like anything else, it takes patience. You can't be afraid to go on there and take a chance. You have to be able to email different people and just see. It's sort of like an interview where it's like there's no harm in applying. No one's going to condemn you for applying. You're simply trying to get an interview. And then at the interview, you're going to see if you're a match for the company, and the company's going to see if you're a match for them. And I know that's the HR in me, because that's my job in real life. I work in human resources. But a relationship's really not that much different, especially if you go on Match. You build your profile, which is your resume. You try to get in touch with people, which is applying. Those people contact you back if they're interested in interviewing you. And the interview is ultimately the date. And that is when you decide if you're a match. And it might take several interviews or dates in this case. So I think that's pretty much everything I'd like to say about online dating. Please go on. I mean, if you have any questions, please hit me up on Twitter. I'd be more than happy to share some experiences, both good and bad. And if I feel like there's enough people that are asking me about it, I could certainly make a follow-up video talking about some of my good and bad experiences. But obviously the best one, which I can share on here, is just my wife, who was a new member. And I decided to take a chance. I sent her a nice email. She emailed me back. Back in those days, there was AOL Instant Messenger, or AIM. And we talked on there for a day or two. She gave me her number, talked on the phone once or twice, and then had a date. And the rest is history. So good luck on the dating, online dating out there. Again, if you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter. And talk to you guys later. See ya.